Hello, everybody. Welcome to the most stressful part of my week.
We're good.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a critically average adventure, and welcome to this part that we call. Well, it's going to be a surprise for you, Rook. But about to attend a gala ball.
Oh yeah.
That we like to call Out the Cold. It's a D&D 5e campaign I'm playing with my friends, and these are my friends. Welcome, everybody. Last time that we were here, our adventurers had taken the young tiefling child Jess and her friends into the puzzle cube box, because that's what you do, take children into demon infested puzzle cubes. That also contains an entire center of a continent where where Mororuk's family live and possibly still live. They went through, sealed all the doors, met the demons, and they were rather pleasant fellows, really.
Gave one of them a present.
Yeah, considering that they're demons, you made pretty good friends with the pair of them, and that's when you left. You kind of made pacts that for Jess to keep the Sletney blood flowing through the cube. And yeah, and then there was a kerfuffle going on downstairs, which was quite likely to be going on because Lady Sletney, Lyra, was involved, and you guys then got dressed.
Yeah.
I was sure that we were going to go to a ball at one point or the other, but I didn't expect it now.
Now, Mororuk, we didn't dress you, did we? Oh, we did dress you. Did we? Did we dress you?
No.
It was
I'm pretty sure we did.
Izhara we didn't dress.
It was Izhara. Now, did you get the artwork done, Celia, or not?
I haven't done. Okay, so I've done 2 of them.
Okay.
But on the second one, I am not entirely done.
Okay, cool. Because
and
Celia
that is
was
yours.
drawing. Oh, okay. Celia was going to draw us all and have us all in our beautiful
You all
outfits.
didn't send me any references.
That's not true. You sent me a picture and I was like, yeah, good enough. Continue.
I'll be honest, I forgot what I'm wearing.
There.
I just noticed fancies.
Yeah, I think you've got a lot of glitter.
Ray got a lot of glitter.
Oh, yeah, it's Ray got the glitter. Ray got the glitter, and I think Rook got a lot of silks and stuff. Yeah, you're about to go downstairs, everybody. And you are well getting dressed, and you can kind of hear this kerfuffle behind one of the changing screens in this this kind of large bedroom. What is this? Where does this piece go? I do not understand. What is this? Where is this? What is Nyala?
Yeah.
Can you come back here?
Sure. Hold on. Yes.
You find Izhara basically has somehow got like a leg through one of the arm straps. The other leg is going through like the dress itself. And then she's somehow got one shoulder up like this. And she's like basically kind of cutting herself in two. And she's like, what is this? I do not.
Okay. Strip, I'm going to dress you.
Gosh. What is all this stuff?
I just look at myself. Honestly, it's just.
No, I don't. It looks good. I don't never wear like this stuff. Like it's weird.
Yeah. I'm going to dress you, okay? And I'm going to redo your hair so it actually goes with the whole thing.
Okay, thank you. So you two kind of sit and get ready somewhere. How's the getting dressed going for Ray and Arden? And let's start with Ray.
He seems fine. He's currently dressed like the shiniest Disney princess.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much how it's put.
Yeah, I like it.
I've written it down.
And Arden, how do you feel in your kind
Yeah,
of
I mean,
smarter
it's-
garb? Is
it's-
this out of your comfort zone? Is this
It's not vastly out of his comfort zone. I mean, it's definitely a lot fancier than he's used to, but being it just like a tunicky kind of jerkin with a bit of flourish here and there, it's not overly more fancy than he was expecting.
I would like to say something to the group.
Mhm.
If
In the
anyone needs
changing room?
last minute, yeah. If anyone needs some last minute adjustments, I can help.
It's peculiar. The range of clothing in here fits most of you pretty well. The only one that it's really difficult for is Master Moraruk. Size and form of a bugbear
It's a little bit different.
is a little bit broader, taller, hairier. Thusly, Rook, how's it going for you?
The struggle, I'll be honest. You know, when you kind of got this, like, your favorite shirt, you've worn it for like, years, and one day you put it in the wash and it's just shrunk. So it goes from being like this to be like
Oh
that.
yeah, it's the wash that shrunk it.
Yeah. It was the wash that shrunk it. I'm just poofy, not fat,
Well-
just poofy. Yes.
Rob, would you like me to take out the seams off?
I mean, if it'll help it better, then yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Because right now it looks like I'm trying to squeeze into something that Nyala would work.
What do I need to roll?
I'm going to say we're going to do a sleight of hand. It's precision work, seam cutting.
Expertise. Sleight of hand with expertise. $15.
15. It goes reasonably well. Brooke, you're not as plied in as you think. What actually has been done is it has one of those things that's called a dart, a couple of darts in the back of the shirt that kind of bring it in. Ray, you kind of pop a couple of these darts out, and Rook, you can start rotating the shoulders and coming round, and Ray, you help assist with cufflinks. The claws are terrible, trying to fit cufflinks through those starched holes on the wrists. And Rook, you managed to get into your costumery without too much of a to do. Now Ijara, after our dear Nyala has assisted, looks something like, where's my little doodle I did?
Really need to finish your drawing.
That's all right. I'm just gonna quickly grab it, download it, and I'll send it. I'll put it in the Zoom. So let's have a look.
Didn't know some could show the pictures. Did it got an update?
Yes, seam's been updated.
I have to put it in the chat, don't I? I'm
Mhm.
gonna drop it.
You
to
can
the
just
chat.
copy and paste it in the chat.
All right,
Images will work like that now in Zoom.
there we go.
It actually listened to us when we asked things.
I mean,
Right.
you say that. I mean, there's an AI companion now. I don't know what that does, but that's scary as fuck.
He's our friend. He's our robot friend. So yeah, Ijara emerges with this kind of pleated thing, massive boots, hair done up with a bandana, and like flowing down. She walks
Brilliant.
pretty normally because she's in like flat shoes, but it's not the most comfortable of situations for Jara Blesser. I do not. Where is the plates?
He
Where
looks
does the
like a hippie version of
protection?
Morticia Adams.
Yeah, that's what we're
it's-
going
Yeah.
for.
Ishara, it's not. It's like you don't wear plates to this kind of event. It's like I cannot wear my wizard robe because it's not fancy enough. But then again, those clothes are just practical. How?
You've seen my armor. My armor is pretty fancy.
What if I plate her plates in gold? That's fancy.
That would be fancy. You can do this?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
You give me the gold, and I'll plate it.
I don't think there's
We'll
necessarily.
talk later, Vela. We'll talk later about this.
You know, stick some scrolling on it.
It's just.
I like
Take a
this
picture
man.
of the moon.
How can I?
Continue.
How do I run if there is a problem? I can't move. It's just.
Would you like me
Yeah,
to
the-
put a leg slit in it?
They're not really made for movement, these kind of clothes.
But
They're
yeah,
quite
if there is a
restrictive.
problem, I need to be able to run. I need to be able to go to safety. I need to be able to cast spells in this, and it's just.
I've already
If we're-
adjusted Rook. Would you like me to mess with it?
You
Or
talk.
if it comes to it, I can throw you to safety.
I was about to say, this guy's got your back if things go wrong.
I.
You've got all of us. All of us will look after you, little one.
It makes a change of him offering to throw you rather than me.
I'm just saying, if you need me to put a leg slit in it, that's fine.
I mean, it's just maybe an opening on the side. No, that would be too much.
Yeah. So.
That would already look like a port lady. An opening to the side isn't.
Certainly don't look like any port lady I've ever seen.
No, you should not be ashamed of your body. It is a fine body, and I've seen a lot of bodies. This one is fine.
Not good, not bad, just fine.
Clearly, you haven't clearly seen my body.
There's nothing to be ashamed of. No one should be ashamed of their form. It's how the gods made you.
The gods didn't surely made me full of scars.
No,
Plus, you can't really see everything. You're covered in fur.
Some part of myself uncovered in fur because there is scars.
exactly. And I've seen those parts.
No, you haven't yet.
Oh, other parts.
I think.
Anyway, we better
I think
get downstairs.
Arden and Rook maybe saw it.
All
But
right. Yeah, let's move on.
Okay. Group vote. Should we bring scraps?
Maybe scraps
No.
can wait somewhere,
Yeah.
and if
Okay.
something which
Scrap-
I find very doubtful were to happen, somewhere close enough that they could be called.
How
that
far
make
is the
sense?
ballroom from here?
It's down a flight of big curving spiral steps into a lobby and then into a room behind. That's where you can hear the noise coming from.
Don't you have some
I
kind
would
of
like
weird
to get
mind
some of
link
the
with
biggest
this thing?
The bigger cloaks and throw them over scraps, and just like shove him into one of the corners to make it so there's not just like a big mechanical cat sitting in the middle of the wardrobe.
Oh, what in the room where you are currently?
Just like shove him in a corner and like throw clothes over the top of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
This probably isn't the best time to ask this question, but does that thing have feelings?
no, from what I'm gathering and sensing, no.
Ray goes no, and then like takes one of his mallets and just bonks it on the head.
Hey, don't be mean.
What difference would it make if you were mean to it? If it doesn't have feelings, that wouldn't matter, right?
Well, do you want to be an asshole for free? No, and
It's
don't.
I'm just saying, he's like the fourth one.
Just because you can doesn't mean that you should.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm just
Feel bad.
saying that Don't fight a cause for something that doesn't have one.
Yeah, and
Dude,
people that fall into a coma still don't have feeling, yet you don't
mean-
just go and or go around and poke them.
But
I think
people in comas
comparing a-
at one point had feeling. You can't offend it. It's metal.
There is still a level
It's
of
like being upset
consciousness to
about
a
a stat.
person in a coma. You can't compare a person in a coma to a machine.
It's like comparing. It's like comparing Rook to a cart. Rook can carry a lot, so can a cart. If you kick Rook, he's going to be annoyed. The cart won't be annoyed.
Look,
The
all I'm
only
saying that
part-
life, even mechanical, you shouldn't be mean to it.
It's not alive.
The only part of
I don't-
Scraps that was
Well,
ever
this was
sent
the question that I'm asking.
Golden
This is
Reaper's
why I was
head out.
interested. I was just like, is
Anyway,
there-
this is semantic and everything. Let's just go to that blasted party and leave
Dang.
as fast as we can because
Dun, 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 dun,
I
dun,
feel
dun, 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 dun.
constricted right now.
hello?
Oh, you found stuff then? You see
Yeah.
Jess dressed in like a black velvet floor, high neck, white collar. We're talking Wednesday Addams, basically.
Why does yours look like it was made last week and ours looks like it was made probably 20 years ago?
probably because it was made 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's all like Bless's stuff and Bless's folks' stuff.
I feel
That's-
really unclean
the
right
prop.
now.
I
Yeah.
look at the frock and then imagine less in a frock.
That was Mum's.
Okay.
It's a bit long on you though, but I like what you've done with it. You're looking good, Rook.
Thank you.
Are you ready then?
Feeling quite good.
You won't after this, trust me.
Well,
These people
fine,
are
little boy.
so. Oh,
Jess,
Yep.
we haven't technically been invited, so are we all right just to wander down there?
you'll be a talking point, won't you?
Dressed like
Sure.
this, definitely.
Not
Oh,
just
No
that.
There.
nope.
The
I'm
heroes,
not-
aren't you?
I'm not going down. I'm not going down. Nope, 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 nope. I'm not going down. I'm not, nope.
Yeah,
No. No, I'm not going down. I'm not going down. Too many eyes there.
Yala. If they're going to pay attention to anyone, it'll be me. I'll make sure of it.
Look at the glittery
that
little.
scares me.
I am 5 foot tall and covered in glitter.
It's
They're
either
gonna
going to
know
be Ray or me, let's be real.
That glitter flammable.
Tiny glitter ball, giant bugbear. I think we'll be all right. I think you'll slip by unnoticed.
And
I-
if
I
you
thought-
throw him to the ceiling, he can be the disco ball. Ha!
Exactly.
I wish you'd have told me that yesterday because I do have rocket boots, but I didn't bring them.
Jess,
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier about
That was
some
a
of the
cool idea.
councillors coming.
Yeah.
Which ones?
Well, suppose Gritathnas will be there. He's never one to miss a decent drink or whatever. There's hold on, I'm just gonna find you their names. Give me a second. We are going to find Walter, Mr. Menderbricht will be there too.
Walter.
Walter Menderbricht.
And what's Walter's role in the council?
Seems to be the sensible one, really, from what I can understand. Your
And what
voices
kind
have
of responsibilities does Walter have?
He brings a human aspect, a mortal aspect, if you take my meaning.
I suppose that's important when you've got somebody like Litiana wandering around.
Are you scheming again?
I'm not scheming in the slightest. I'm just
Mhm.
interested to know who's in the room.
No, you are just being paranoid.
Maybe.
I would like to mention something that everyone might notice. Rayla is messing with his shoes.
Okay.
Will Litiana be present?
I imagine so, though she's not much of a party goer. It's kind of polite, so they invite them down.
Right.
Mom says I.
Jess, would there happen to be any... I don't know why I'm asking a child. This is probably very irresponsible.
Then
Do
don't.
you have a wine cellar?
Yeah.
Do you have any Slovethian wine?
Yeah. I guess. I don't know. I don't drink the stuff. Stay clear of it myself.
It's all right. It's just Cratathnas'
You shouldn't.
favorite.
Bad idea.
I'm
Bad
What are
idea.
you getting on?
I say it's his favorite, and he seems to be very pleased when I give it to him.
Well, yeah. Like I said, Cratathnas is one for swilling a few expensive drinks down his throat.
Good to know.
But all right, let's go down.
Yeah. Everybody ready?
No, but
Yana, would you like to walk behind me so that people look at me and don't see you?
I am going to use Emboldening Bond on us all for the first 10 minutes of just entering the room, just to kind of just connect us all, bring us together as a group, and just feel a little bit more, well, emboldened. In a situation that we're not really accustomed to.
Mhm.
I would like to ask Celia if she's okay with it.
with?
What if you weren't scared?
It's not exactly being... Okay, you're saying that in character?
Yes.
Okay. It's not exactly being scared, it's just that I don't like when people look. Because when they look, they stare, and if they stare, they just...
What if, for the beginning of the party, they didn't see you?
I'd rather go invisible right now. Or
I
just
hand you
leave, to be honest.
I hand you a little device. I hand you a little device. Are you okay with it?
What does it do?
What you asked. And I press the button and Celia goes invisible.
Okay.
What did you do? What did you do now?
Where's she gone?
Whoa!
Yala,
That's so cool.
I'm here! And she
Ray.
just touched Adam's shoulder.
Ray,
okay.
Ray,
Just squeeze it.
Ray, can I have one?
Yeah.
Hold
Hold
on.
on. Hold on, everyone. This is no.
I only
This
have
is-
the one.
Yala,
Yes?
can you press the button, please? I can't see you.
I'm right here.
I know, but I don't like talking to thin air, please.
What? Because it makes you sound crazy?
It just makes me feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
Right. So, maybe keep the ball as a backup, just in case things get a bit too much.
Things are already too much.
Well,
I have to press the button.
I put a hand on your shoulder, and I cast Heroism. A willing
That's the
creature
choice.
you touch is imbued with bravery.
Okay.
That was my choice. Do you want to not be scared or do you want to not be seen? Because I can do
Creature is
heroism or
immune to
invisibility.
being frightened and gains temporary hit points. Da, 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 da.
Okay.
So just for flavour more than
You feel a rush of emboldening spirit. You straighten up a bit, stand a bit taller. With not just that, is the magic you can feel flow through. You detect, obviously, you're an arcane person, but you also feel, these people are with you, Miala, and they're with you to the end. You make your way down the stairs, folks, and find your way to a set of doors. And beyond the set of doors is a set of doors. And there are two smartly dressed individuals. You got the space of about 5 feet between the door and the next door. And this next door is kind of big curtained and gold and filigreed. Oh, she hired the big one.
What?
Sorry?
Mhm.
Yeah?
Oh, she hired the bigger one.
What do you mean the bigger one?
So what?
The
Bigger
bigger
what?
ballroom.
Oh.
Oh, Jess, sorry.
Oh, there is going to be so many people.
Well, if you're nervous, you'd probably blend in. There'll be so many folk here. All right. Get ready. Cover your ears.
When
Wait.
you say how many?
Inside there is a grand ballroom. There is black and white tiling that goes on far beyond the confines of this townhouse, basically. Hanging from the ceiling there is a chandelier with layer upon layer of glass beads and droplets that hang down and glitter and twinkle, lit with a combination of magical light and candles that flicker and change different colors as the night proceeds. The far end of the room there is a vast raised platform, and there are people sitting round tables and chairs that kind of go in a U shape that comes down right to the front. In the center there is a band that is set up on the center stage, but there is also a curtained off area in the center of that circle, like a kind of that goes up beside the hanging chandelier. So there's part of the stage that you cannot see right now, and you have like a kind of a ballroom band playing like waltzes, with a combination of like lyres and harps and things like that. And there are people already engaged in dancing and spinning round merrily and laughing. There are well-to-do folk here, and they seem like they have come from all over. Then you hear a kind of, your teeth feel this strange staticky feeling, like, and you can smell like ozone in the air, and there's a flash and there's more people that have appeared within the space, teleported straight in, and every now and then the place gets fuller and fuller and fuller. I mean, this is a heaving place. There are so many people and so many bodies in this space. I would like everybody to make perception checks, please.
Rayla isn't happy.
Yeah. I think Nyala is too distracted by the noise and the colors. She rolled a 149.
Yeah, you're overwhelmed by
17.
the light, the sound, the music, the refractions of these crystals. Rayla?
17.
17, very good.
80.
80.
I'm not. Okay. 11.
11. Rook, you are a bit similarly overwhelmed. And you do notice something. You notice a familiar face, someone you're very familiar with, and you're not quite sure, but somehow Lucas has got himself a little stool in the corner. On one end of the bench, Lucas is selling Rook Brew, commoner drink, drink off the people, to the Hoypoloi.
Good lad. Respect the hustle. Respect the fucking hustle.
Yeah,
Diversifying.
you've never seen Lucas in anything more than kind of like a brown scruffy leather jerkin with like furs, squeezer fur poking out, and it's always slightly stained with the drink as he pours it and whatever he's serving on his cart. But he has got like a cravat, a really well pressed shirt, a pair of like high waisted slacks pulled up somewhere you think below his rib cage. It's that high, and he also wears a pair of like shining black boots. Where he's purloined these things from, you're not quite sure, but it is definitely a new look for Lucas over in the corner there. Who else? So Ray, you see something, and you notice it because of the way it moves, or they move rather, as they dance. And it's peculiar because you recognize it in a way that you recognize your own things
Yeah.
that you make.
Okay.
You see a bearded guy, very nice braids in a beard, and receding hair that comes back to about mid scalp, with like black longish hair that hangs down, dressed in a double-breasted jacket with gold braiding that goes down the front of it, and a single button that goes across. He's wearing slacks that come to the knees, the mid thigh, but then from the leg down, from that point down, there is no sense of humanity anymore. It's all purely mechanical. From each leg down. He moves quite gracefully for his augmentation. These are finely made pieces of equipment, quite obviously. And he dances with a tiny halfling woman. No, sorry, a dwarf, who is ruddy-faced, merrily sort of being spun round, reaching up and almost being like lifted off every time they do like a fast twirl. This one is kind of getting lifted up a little bit off the floor. And Arden, you rolled a
18.
18. Could you roll me a D100, please?
Uh-oh, what did you do?
Just make sure it's the right dice, right? That is a 60. What's a 60 0? 60.
Why are you laughing?
Okay.
George, what's going on?
What's a 60 0? 60
I
and
don't know, I
60.
don't roll percentile dice very often.
No.
It's
Saying that,
60.
I've got a bloody D100. I don't know why I used that, to be honest.
You're a silly goose.
Yes.
Well
He's a
done.
goosterian.
Damn
You
it! I was trying to keep my head together.
it's not so much what you see at first, it's what you start overhearing. You hear of a strange change in the commuting between Mordensow and Kncanzacks. There's a route through the Ironroot Forest, the path that goes through, and it's typically always had bugbears that live and invest their time there, shall we say. They work sort of as a toll system, if you like. They take a fee for passing through their woods, but you hear that things have vastly changed of late. They have changed their ways somewhat. They are now not stopping carts in an aggressive manner. They are actually offering services, and they have actually built some new like places to stay and spend some time, and there's a small cart that's offering food and refreshment round a sort of campsite area that's been kind of cleared. And yeah, it's actually quite a pleasant trip if you're traveling not by one of the fancy teleporting spells that you can see going off all around you. And the level of satisfaction on that travel is far more than expected, really. What would you like to do in this space, folks? Anybody we're looking out for? Anybody we're hunting down?
Well, Nala's kind of overwhelmed for now, so she's like clutching and clutching here, and she kind of dropped to the floor the moment that everything opened. So she's trying to.
Izhara would have kind of lifted you up and held you on her arm and be kind of coddling you, guiding you through. Come on, I've got to wear this stupid thing too. Come on.
You've got your heroism, you've got your emboldened bond. You're a bit stronger than you would have been.
If you get near Rayleigh, you can always just disappear for a bit.
It's so loud. There's so much going on.
Yeah, it's a lot. Come on, let's get you some. I don't know. Roll it.
Oh,
You want some food? Eat.
yeah.
Settle your stomach. Let's go settle your stomach.
Need to invent blood. The isms everywhere.
Oh, there's so many minds too. Oh, so many whispers.
Just be careful. Just guard yourself.
Okay, let's go.
You find a dish made of it's kind of like a stew that you have with couscous, and it has like black-eyed peas in it and a special kind of yam that's sliced up on top of it called an elephant foot yam. It has a strange kind of greyish colour to it, and the outside is wrinkled like an elephant's foot, hence it got its name. And you can kind of like get slices of this yam and a scoop of couscous and kind of put it onto your plate, and it's this kind of like a kind of orangish gravy that kind of drips from this thing. It's thick and oily and filled with like really rich spices, and when you bite the yam, even though it's firm at first, you kind of bite it and it goes like mashed potato in your mouth, and it has all the kind of juices and everything mixed with it.
Oh, that just sounds delicious.
Mm.
Dinner yet?
And I'm eating.
Arden's eyes dart around looking for crowds of people or people that would look certainly a bit more important. That, you know, when somebody's so important in a room, people are afraid to actually go up and make conversation with them. And it's just like the people that you think would be being flocked by people actually aren't, because everybody's just like, no, I can't go and talk to them.
They're so important people that they don't know whether they should. They might stand near them and have a loud conversation.
Yeah, like people wandering around, certain people trying to be noticed without being directly in conversation.
Okay, so you see Litiana is one of these characters. You can see that they are aloof in their bearing. They wear silverish silks that kind of fall down, similar to what they have worn previously. Very little difference in the garb, apart from they wear a small circlet on their head that has a little bead that drops down and hangs about here, like where you might you've seen probably in your time, like where people have a tattoo for like a third eye or something like that on the center of the forehead. You can see an individual who is clearly the best dressed in the room.
It's Rook.
Sadly, no.
Damn.
Sadly,
Sorry,
no, Morok. You can see a very tall, thin drow. Their outfit is perfect. It is spotless. Their bearing is the most perfect thing you've ever seen. And they look down their nose and look at everybody else's outfits in with just like a little sneer that kind of comes up on one side of the mouth every now and then, a smile, and then when someone says hello, there's a hello.
Is that
Yes.
Isaac?
No.
No.
Could be.
You also see
He
who else would
floated.
you who else would you see? What says that? Oh yeah. You make out this individual who has the mechanical legs has made their way to this side to kind of get some food, and that their partner is very popular with some of the crowd. They come around and start flocking to her to talk to her, and he sort of stands aside and beams with delight at this individual, but kind of lets them have their say in their chat and kind of stands to the side, quiet and a bit removed. But not that they don't want to be, but they realize that this person is the person, their partner deserves the attention, and they just stand there supportive, slightly stood back. Then you see a group of bespectacled individuals who are pushing up glasses all the time, just in their glasses all the while, and they kind of gather round an individual who is dressed in a brown tweed-esque suit. It kind of doesn't have any buttons but comes around here. Their shirt is purple and they are human. They have a blonde ponytail that comes back to the top of their head.
I'm going to go over to Litiana.
Okay.
I'm going to head over to Litiana. Like, good evening.
Van Arden. Most enjoyable to see you.
Didn't think I'd see you here. Heard you weren't one for festivities.
Oh, I'm quite the belle of the ball. That was a joke.
Well, you seem to enjoy these things as much as I do.
There's a lot to be learned from being at these places.
Yeah.
And I am
The
one for
who's
knowledge.
who.
Point them out, I should probably know most of their names.
Look, Litiana, I owe you an apology.
Really?
Yes.
Do tell me how you've wronged me.
I was quite forthright in my opinion of you, your practices, and your involvement with Tristan. Probably overzealously so.
Ah, the young Fenric.
Yes.
Aston was a willful boy.
Needless to say, our previous discussions overstimulated my paranoia and suspicion.
Oh, really? And
I
what
think
did you
we-
think I had been doing?
Otiana, you're much smarter than that. You know exactly how I reacted. You know exactly what was going through my mind. You have been around much longer than I have to know how the feeble mind of a mortal works.
You two often still surprise me, though.
I just wanted to clear the air. we received this letter. I'll share the letter that we had sent through to the Yak.
Oh my. Ah. Bennett Thoth. That's your
Sorry?
Bennett Thoth is your man.
Yes.
Oh, you knew.
Well, I've done my own investigations prior, yes.
Yes. The boy's manservant. Hoypoloi.
I thought he was a more of a highly thought of voiceover in Southgate.
He had been for some time. And the young Tustin had gone missing. He stood in the boy's stead and tried to keep things going for some time, but with Harbold back in the land of the waking, things have changed. Word is that young Venet has made tracks.
Tracks in such a way that he was the son Harbold never had.
No. That he has left from modern South and made tracks to the very town that we are in.
You mean to tell me Venet is here?
As far as I know, yes. The Meister recorded his entrance to the town.
Interesting. Doesn't get around. Should I be concerned about this Venet? How much influence does he have?
A very great deal. He has been next to the king and his son for many years. He's always been... I once heard someone describe him as a bit weird. And somehow I find that fitting.
Well, that's surprising to hear from yourself, but...
Not many people have made my skin creep. Somehow...
Does this letter not consist of some kind of evidence? Is there nothing that you or the council can do into apprehending him? We know he's within the walls of Kncanzacks.
Of course. Would you like me to send word to the guard?
Do you think the guard would be capable of such a man?
They certainly could shout out, they could cry out, they could ask for several of them. If they see him, they could arrest him. He is but one man.
Tristan was one man.
Yes.
I don't want to wish to put lives at risk. Do you
What do you
believe
suggest?
him an individual threat? Would the guard be able to handle him? If not, would this require a little bit more subtlety? Not that subtlety is our best asset, but you know what I mean.
George, no. I have yet to ever witness him lift more than a pen and ink. A slight individual.
Then maybe we can approach him in a different way.
Shall I send word to inform us? And then in turn I can inform you if a
would
sighting is made.
I would appreciate that. If you were Venet and you came to Kncanzacks, where would you go?
Where would I go? With a letter like that, somewhere I could watch you.
I must have somebody here, connections, somewhere to be. Thank you, Lydia. I appreciate your help in this endeavor.
You can rely on my candor.
I believe that. I'd say enjoy the evening. Maybe more tolerate the evening.
Oh, yes. It is made more tolerable by that. And she points over to where Nyala is kind of trying not to cower in the corner. It's good to see her somewhere like this. I'm amazed you managed to get her here.
Well, it was a group effort. She doesn't like crowds. Can't say I'm a big fan myself.
As they say, go mingle. Go and mingle.
Could you point out Walter to me? I heard that he's a
Walter?
fellow counsellor and apparently a very nice conversationalist.
Well, the chap with the ponytail.
Ah, yes.
He's with some of the scribes.
He seems to have quite the entourage.
The scribes that work at the library seem to flock to him.
Why is that?
I think they want to feel more human.
It's not usually a desirable characteristic that people go for, but
He's a very
suppose
good
that's-
listener, is Walter. Walter has a way with people, and when the scribes have been reading, copying some of the texts that we have in the library, it can grate on the mind.
Wow.
Even though we show but snippets, of course, we wouldn't want any real harm to come to any of our individuals, of course. But it is trying work.
That still scares me and intrigues me. What you might have in there that does such damage to people, but
As does it
either
I.
way. Have a pleasant evening.
I shall have an evening, yes. Rook, where are you? Where do you go in this space?
Rook's going to go over to Lucas.
Oh,
Of course.
Rook! All right. How you doing?
Lucas, how? Not bad,
Do you-
my friend. How are you?
What do you think of this? Look at it.
It's brilliant. How did you even get in here?
Well, someone was a bit worse for wear one morning, staggering through the streets. Someone who had, I think, had been up most of the night, maybe even the night before and the day before.
Nice.
They were, as I say, a little worse for wear, and I helped them at one of the cots. and by I mean help them, I gave them hair of the dog or hair of the bugbear, maybe it should be called. But sat them down on my stool, gave them my stool to sit upon. I stood up and served. They sat and supped a rook brew. Turns out it's only one of the Hoypoloi down from Morningside come to this do. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's true. Like, you do good things will happen to you.
Well, did you show me that? Yeah.
It's good to know.
Oh,
Good to know that
so.
you're still listening.
Can you roll me a D100, please, Morok?
Yes. What's 40 plus 7? 47.
Only joking. 47.
Prick.
Yeah. Love you. Yes. 47.
He was a little bit upset though. The chap. Because I gave him the drink on the house, you know? Because it just felt like the thing to do, really. He'd been fleeced in the night.
Okay.
He
So
said he'd pay handsomely for anyone who sorted it out. And if you're interested in such a little thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I could just have a look into it. Where is this fellow now?
See the chap that's already swaying, who looks like he's dancing a waltz, but is only dancing with himself?
I do.
That's Rael.
Rael. Okay.
He's the chap. He had ways to get in here, and I suppose that it's just one big party that never ends for him, I guess.
Apparently so, if he's still swaying.
Yeah, not sure if he's one of those ones that ever stops.
I'll go have a chat to him, see what's going on, see if we can get to the bottom of it.
Cool. You wander over?
Yeah, it's gonna have a little chin wag.
Yeah, you wander over, and Rael is a tiefling. Very short, stubby horns. They are sort of a reddish purple skin. They are wearing a shirt with very frilled ends of the sleeves, but you can definitely see there's been a couple of these on the sleeve. You can see the stains of the beer or wine on the sleeves. You see that they are wearing breeches that have probably seen better days. The seams are splitting in places. A combination of maybe once of being quite a slight individual, but the years of consuming have taken its toll in the form of a rather portly stomach.
I beg your pardon. Rael, is it?
Ah, yes, and you may beg it.
Of course. I was wondering if I could have a moment of your time.
A what?
A moment of your time, a chat.
A moment of my time for you? Who are you?
My name is Maruk. and I have.
Rook, fine
Things-
name. Fine.
Thank you. I couldn't happen but be talking to my friend over at the cart that's serving the rook brew.
Lucas!
Lucas, yes, and he happened to mention that you were in a spot of bother last night.
Sorry.
Lucas happened to mention that you were in a spot of bother and needed a bit of help.
Oh, yeah, yes, that is right.
What's
Funniest
what's
thing,
going on?
funniest thing. Just 1 minute you have your coin purse. The next minute you don't have it.
So
And then you're
someone
standing there and you say to yourself, where is my coin purse? And you don't know anymore.
So you're saying someone pickpocketed you or stole your coin purse?
It's the only conclusion I could come to.
Do you happen to have or remember what this purse looked like, or?
It was filled with
Oh.
money.
Well, I would hope so if it's a coin purse. You wouldn't happen to recall your route last night, would you? Like the taverns you visited, roads you took?
Well, I remember stepping out into the cool night air of a fine Kncanzacks eve, and I thought, you know what? I bet it's a lovely view from the walls.
So you went up to the walls?
Well, I tried to get to the walls.
Okay.
But the problem with the walls, there's guards on the walls.
So the guard stopped you going up onto the walls?
Bastards.
Bastards, exactly. So where did you go after?
Bastards.
Yes, we established they are bastards.
Thank you. I knew you didn't like them either.
Of course I don't. Hence why I'm trying to help you, because the guards won't do anything, will they?
They never do.
No, they never do they?
Good, hard-working folk like me.
Exactly.
That
Which is why I wish to get your coin purse back, so that your hard-earned gold can see you again.
you seem like a good person. Lucas said you were good. Are you that one that he
Yes.
spoke about?
Yes, that would be me, sir.
Well, friend of Lucas is a friend of mine. He nearly falls asleep, like holding your hand.
Can I kind of like give him like a really swift slap, but then be like, what?
Ah, woo! What was that?
You almost fell asleep and you must have headbutted my chest. It's quite furry, I know. I apologise for that.
Let's get a drink.
Yes. A rook.
Here. That's a damn fine idea. Damn
We
fine.
can talk about getting your purse back. Yes?
Sure. You walk over with him and you grab a drink with Lucas. Lucas is seemingly being paid up front to dispense till his vats and barrels are empty that he has brought with him. And that kind of mix of spices and herbs that's in a rook brew seems to bring the guy round somewhat. And he's able to regale you that he travelled to the wall beyond where the Great Library is, on the far western side of Kncanzacks, then took a circular route trying to find his way to the scaffolds, where the scaffolds are on the north wall of Kncanzacks, only to find that the scaffolds were not there. Then got a little bit spun round and somehow ended up back in the kind of business district, which is the northwest corner of Kncanzacks, where you first met Lucas, if you remember, and that's where he ended up. So there is a route to follow as you go around that way, and so you've got a way to maybe backtrack his routes, his things. But that's not a job for today, Moruk, but something that you might be able to engage with later for the promise of a coin purse or maybe greater reward from Rael. Okay, who should we go to next? Ray.
Ray, as we've Ray, I don't know if we're going back in time or not to go what everyone's doing.
Mm-hmm.
But Ray has just noticed a man with mechanical legs.
Yes, yeah. And he dances for some time and then eventually
And he
moves
goes
his
to
way
the-
over to the side where his partner is then kind of flocked with interested mainly women folk are clustered around them, this dwarven woman. And he stands to the side, helps himself to a small plate of canapes and watches, smiling.
Ray is looking not so subtly at that man with the mechanical legs.
Yeah?
And it looks like he starts trying to be sneaky about it and then beelines towards the man.
Mm-hmm. So you kind of peel off at first and then... Yeah.
like he's trying to be sneaky and then loses his patience.
Yeah.
Over to the man and stands and starts to saddle up to the man.
Yeah. You sidle up to him and he sort of doesn't clock you at first, as you can tell that this guy's in love. He looks upon this dwarven lady who is kind of flocked by these gaggle of people who seem to be pestering her for recipes. They're asking her all kinds of questions of how to cook this, how to cook that, how much herbs or spice to put into this certain food. And they're just fully like surrounding her, and he kind of like smiles. Is that like, oh, there? Can I help you?
Sir,
I'll sir you if you sir me. Hello, sir.
sir, couldn't help but notice your work.
What work?
The prosthetics.
These aren't my work. Nothing to do with me.
They're on you.
Yeah, but they're not mine. Not my
Did you borrow them?
creation.
No.
No.
I'd just like to say they're beautiful.
I thank you. They serve me well. When I don't take the chair, and it's something like this, and ever since, well, the Lady Oost there, I felt a bit more comfortable about getting my legs out.
Should be no shame in them. Like I said, they're beautiful.
A bit ostentatious for my like. They seemed like a good idea at the time when I got them, but
I'm a recent resident of Kncanzacks,
aye.
and I've taken up a residency at the Alchemist Towers.
Ah, yes. I've heard
I'm
of
a
them.
tinkerer. I work under Gretch.
Ah, yes.
I wanted to compliment you
Well,
as
I can't pass on
I-
your compliments, I'm afraid.
you said they were a bit ostentatious. What about
Yes.
them make you think they're too ostentatious?
People look at you strange. Not here so much, but when you walk around with one of these on your body. I found the crutches and the wooden legs draw less attention.
I think they're perfectly fine.
Well, thank you. It's nice to see someone who appreciates the craftsmanship.
And as I say, they're perfectly fine. One of my little spiders comes up into my hand.
Ah, a gadget yourself. Like you said, that's fine craftsmanship if ever I saw it.
If you ever want upgrades or another pair, perhaps a pair less, just less, perhaps you can seek me at the Alchemist Towers.
That's very kind of you. But I couldn't give these up.
All
Even though they are ostentatious. They meant a lot.
I can understand that. Well, I just wanted to check in.
Sure. Have you tried any of those?
Any of what?
He gestures to like these. They're like half moons of pastry that are kind of like this.
I'll pick one up and try one.
It has a slightly crispy outside, but inside it is the fluffiest, whitest dough filled with like a buttery taste that kind of melts onto your tongue. You get crumbs that kind of sprinkle down and get stuck in some of the glitter on your dress, but it is the most delicious croissant you've ever experienced in your life.
Who made?
My dear lady there.
Really? Yeah.
As much as they would like to think that they can outdo a king's household.
Beauty does tend to make beauty, doesn't it?
She, look at her. Just look at her. He just eats another canapé and just stares at this dwarven lady. That's Mama Oost. That's how she likes to be known.
Pete,
Yes.
please repeat that. It sort of glitched
Mama.
when you said it.
Mama
Mama.
Oost. O-O-S-T. Mama Oost. Your name, by the way. We didn't do proper introductions, I'm afraid.
My apologies. Seems I was taken.
And mine too. It's been a long while since I've really done anything like this. The lady
Think it's my
Oost the lady Oost has been bringing me out of my shell somewhat.
I think it's my first.
Well, welcome. Don't get too swept away by the grandeur of it. It's still
Oh,
got
no,
a
I'm
filthy
terrified.
underbelly.
Every place does.
It's like those horses what you see. And they're all done up with their braided manes, trotting along some great fancy high street. And then they take a
And they
great
act like
big
horses don't
shit.
shit. Yeah. That like horses don't shit.
But then they do, right in the middle of the parade.
A friend of mine used to say something.
Oh,
He
yes.
says, some people out there have horses, and somehow, despite that, they've never smelt horse shit. And I think this place is full of them.
I'd agree with you. I don't think many of these people have ever wiped their own ass.
No. Sorry,
is-
introduction again. Ray. Ray and
Malice.
Shepard. Nice to meet you, Malice.
Malice Dokath. Right, we're going to go over to Nyala and Ijara, who, what roll me a D100 and see what you come up for food.
Oh dear. Let's see. Uh, 76.
Okay, you come across on the tables a selection of very nice looking nuts and seeds, and there is a selection of spices that you can sort of like dip them in, like a dukkha, where you kind of mix the nuts with the spices. There is a mixture of like a thing called that to be called as digitalis, and then a kind of pepper that is called what's it called? A kava, and it's kind of like this mix of spices. The idea is you kind of take a pinch of the nuts, and then you kind of push them together into a kind of pulpish ball and pop them into your mouth as it's kind of an explosion of like salt and sweet and these aromatic spices that rise up through your feline nasal passages and stimulate those cortexes in your brain. And it does remind you of some of the boxes that you'd shifted when being a sailor, not a pirate. I was going to say pirate, but no, yeah,
It's
when you,
on the line.
yeah,
On the line.
Yeah.
To be honest, Nala would look at the food, but not exactly eating. Because if she feels that if she eats something, she might not be able to stomach it because of everyone and everything around.
you should try. So go on.
Sorry.
No, go on. But
our attention is drawn from time to time to the drow. Not
Mhm.
because he's fancily dressed and anything, but because he is a drow. They don't normally dwell on the surface. Normally, that is. Unless there is something I don't know.
Mhm.
You tell me.
Mhm.
Hey, Ijara.
Yes, did you try this? Zuta sugar. Zuta sugar. I have not had Zuta sugar for ages. Oh my god, it is so good. It is so sweet.
I'll let you enjoy your meal.
I'm not having a meal. I'm going to try a piece of every single thing here. I've not tried them. What is
Oh
that?
my.
What is that?
I leave you be for a second. I just see something that is curious to my eyes.
Okay. You want me to get you a drink?
Oh no, please don't.
Come on, it's a party.
I don't drink
Fine, I'll have yours.
anymore, that is.
I'll have to have two. To be drinking for two of us. Fine.
Sure.
She potters off, like literally walking along the thing. She grabs a handful here. This is so good. I love it. You just see her go off in the crowd. Look at! And she notices Lucas in the distance.
Oh, you sweet summer child. Right. Now, who are you, stranger? And she goes to the door. She doesn't appear to be, like, she's marching towards him, but like, cautiously, but not scared or apprehensive, just curious.
They are holding a thin crystal flute of wine or sparkling liquid, and they just take they purse their lips into like almost a complete point. Their mouth goes very, very small, and they take the tiniest sip of it. You see that their fingers and cuticles that grip the glass are absolutely perfectly manicured to rounded points. No long nails. You often know that when you've read of drow and met drow before, that there's a lot of claws and a lot of spikes. These are very rounded nails. They look like practical for a reason. You do notice that some of the skin is slightly hard, but moisturized. You can tell that there is a lot of care taken in the hands. The complexion is pretty much spot on perfect. You notice that there is a necktie around them, and they stand there in serene judgment of everybody else.
Well, sir. Hello, first of all. Good.
Hello.
You are a curious sight for sore eyes.
So are you, might I say?
Well, I would say I look a bit more pale compared to you.
Well, that's just your outfitting, darling. That can be arranged and changed. But I mean, you, Tabaxi.
I am.
Fancy that. Haven't seen one of you since I last saw Jewel Jewess play.
Well, he was there a couple of days ago.
Oh, really? He's rumored to be playing tonight.
He is?
Oh, yes. Of course he is.
Really? Because I heard through the grapevine that he left the city.
Oh. Did you know?
Well,
This place isn't really here or there or anywhere. You can probably tell if you look at the edges. And
They
as you
verse in arcane magic. Yeah.
you kind of glance to the corners, and you can kind of see that they're, as much as the kind of silken fabrics that dress the room, you can sort of see little kind of like little glitches in the edges of it every now and then. And you can sort of see like a kind of void beyond kind of thing, like darkness, but it's only very temporary. The magic that holds this place together is pretty spot on.
Okay.
You know, they only get this out for big occasions normally. Lady Lyra has requested it. So, oh my gosh, what is that? Never
What
mind.
is?
What she's wearing.
Enlighten me, because I might not be the wardrobe expert as you are.
The seams are just all wrong for her shape. You can barely see that she has a shape. She's all squeezed in and tucked here. No, darling. You should let it be. You should accept one's visage and whatever the gods have given you and embrace it. If you have bosoms, God damn it, darling, make use of them.
You are very peculiar. The trolls I have encountered before were not so refined.
That's just maybe. We can't be all as good as I. Most aren't.
I am absolutely rude. May I know your name?
Moss. Verdant Moss. Oh, no, he's not. No, he's not. Sorry, wrong name. Trellis. Of Trellises. But you can call me Kempt.
The name is Nyala.
Nyala. You
I'm
have a
afraid
second?
No, I'm afraid I do not have a family name.
That's okay. Mine are all made up anyway. Just silly little whims of mine.
Sorry, may I ask you what you do in life? You are very much intriguing me.
My dear, I'm a tailor.
Where do you come from?
Greatest city around. Modern Sal, of course.
I should have guessed that, shouldn't I?
Drosk is just too big for its own boots nowadays. Everybody says they go to Drosk, that all money flows to Drosk, but that makes it rather drab. Doesn't have any life.
Well, you gotta enjoy what life has. I mean, what if it is bland? What if it is just too much? You're just going to accept it and make the most of it.
Yes, darling, but you can make your own fun. Don't you see? That's why I'm here.
True. I
Listen
mean, it
to
is
me. The wine's going to my head already. Talking like a little schoolboy.
well. I cannot exactly blame you. That's also why I'm an adventurer in the first place.
Yeah? Look, one of those kind, are we? Well, we wait a couple of your type every couple of months that travel through. There's a new story of someone traveling through. Just recently, someone visited me with a couple of street urchins, would you believe?
Urchin, really?
Street urchins. And I elevated them to new levels of wondrousness. They looked wonderful. Especially that little goblin child, Janice. That pink dress, it looked so lovely on him.
I might know who you talk about, but then again, now I'm curious about your analysis on my person.
What do you mean? Your outfit? A bit dated? But it's fine.
I mean, what would you do? You said to embrace the shape of one's visage and body. I'm curious of what you would transform me into.
Well, I see fire. That's what I see.
Well, I do specialize in enchantment. Fire is my element.
See, I knew. I knew.
Well, I just hope you have found some inspiration lately.
I certainly have found some mistakes that I certainly will not be making, but there is always something to take away from any situation.
True.
Look, you're quite a brave one to come up to me, just out of the blue. Most people know my reputation being quite cutting and think me a bitter old fruit, but I'm not bitter. I just know what I like.
Someone will call you picky. but I can respect your opinion.
Look, if you're ever in Modern South, this is a personal invitation. Come round. We'll shut the door. We'll go through some fabrics. And we shall make you.
That is very kind of you.
It's the least I can do. You're the most entertainment I've had in an hour.
I personally don't judge on appearance, reputation, or anything. Maybe I can be wary of reputation. But then again, reputation and personality are two things.
I agree wholeheartedly, but sometimes I find it hard to look over a poorly placed button.
Excuse me. A laugh just came to me.
That's okay, my darling. Look, Niala, is it?
It is.
We shall see each other again soon, no doubt. Please, enjoy yourselves and look here. He reaches inside a card pocket and hands you a small card that just says the most fluidly, wiggly, over and over illuminated writing. Kempt trellises.
Thank you.
There.
You
Now,
have a lovely conversation.
thank you. Now, go on, be gone with you. Let me do my sneering.
My, and I was going to invite you to a dance.
Really?
Yes. A bit of entertainment hasn't killed anyone. And you sound like you are bored out of your mind.
You see a strange flicker over his face. Like that he was not expecting anyone to ask him to dance. Where's one of those serving girls? And he puts down the flute of bubbles. Come!
Oh.
And he walks straight through the middle of the dance floor. People part ways and takes you to the middle. And he leans up, tall as he likes, and whispers in one of the musicians' ears. Oh, yeah, we know that one. Yeah, always. And then this kind of new beat comes in. It's far more, it has kind of like this kind of like trumpets that kind of, and it's not a waltz anymore. It's more like of a 4/4 beat. And he starts to spin you and twirl you. Can you make me an acrobatics or something? What a performance? I'll let you make a performance if you like, as you still begin to dance with this.
Okay.
You will get advantage because he's helping you.
Okay. Hold on. Let me get my dice, actually. Because this feels like something special for them. Okay.
I wish I was there. I could have helped.
That is it's a 14.
It's good enough. He helps you along. He kind of twirls you and spins you, and he stamps down on his heels every now and then. That keeps a kind of pulse to the beat as you're spun round. Almost like, have you seen the Addams Family Values, the Mamushka?
Yeah.
In that, it's something like that scene
I love
there.
that movie.
Yeah, We danced it for the Jack the Ripper. Now we dance it for you, Fester Adams. It's something like a combination of that, where there's a lot of like clicking, a lot of stomping, and then there's these kind of breaks with dramatic spins where you're almost like too dizzy to keep your feet, and they'll catch you at the last minute. And then the music stops, comes to an immediate halt, and you are hanging backwards from Trellis's hand, and he just holds you like delicately by like wrist by wrist. You're like attached and you're leaning right back. And there is a burst of applause. There is people around you clapping, applauding, and he just gently raises you back up and kind of just gives a little gentle, distant pat on the back and it's like, now go on. Be about yourself, you silly young thing.
Are you pleased, though?
He actually smiles. Yes.
Then I'm happy. And my mission is done.
Told you I saw fire. And then walks off and collects his glass again from the side.
Arden was just staring through that entire encounter.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Why?
Daggers. Daggers
boy.
are coming at.
Mr. Trellis is going to die next. I'm not muted anymore.
Do we want to take a
Sorry.
short break here now? Everybody's had a little interaction in this space. Grab a refreshment and something, and I shall be back in a second because I'm starting to lose my voice a bit after doing so many voices.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. The night is going on quite well. We've been there a little while. Everyone's had a little mooch round and a play with some of the characters here. Anybody? Do you come? I think you might all come back together at this point and kind of you've worked the room. Let's see what you've learned.
Yellow's flushed at this point.
Hey, who's your nice little gentleman friend? Hey,
He's a tailor. Okay.
Probably do better.
It's a really nice one. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
nothing.
I'm not looking at Nyala. I'm looking at Arden.
Arden's not there.
Sha-
Arden's not even there. Arden's like just wandering.
Well, you did.
But never mind.
So, when are we getting invitations? Look at your face. Look at
I'll
your
get to make
face.
the ring.
Even
So,
I can. Sorry, go on, George.
Judging by that face, the invitations will be through soon.
Look,
I'll get to make the
Even
ring.
with all that fur, I can tell she's blushing.
it was a nice evening. Yes. But look, when we go to the next city, we should be meeting him. Then again, where is Arden?
I will make a perception check to see if I can smell him. I have no idea. No idea, but I did have this. Look at this. It looks like a bean, right? Like a bean. It's not a bean.
15 for perception.
Arden, are you hiding or are you just walking?
I'm not hiding. No. If anything, what they'll see is me approaching Walter.
Okay.
Walter. Wait, hold on. Which one is it?
Walter Menderbrick, the guy with a long blonde ponytail, surrounded by a gaggle of bespectable, very thick glassed individuals who are like pushing up their glasses all the time.
What is he doing? Oh, for fuck's sake. Is he scheming again?
Oh no, he's just going around the party mingling. Did you not mingle? I mingled.
I did not.
Well, we saw what your kind of mingling is like.
You all
Am I
are
right?
mean.
She
Am
did
I
plenty of mingling.
And
Am
she
I
just
right,
walks
Morok?
away.
Am I right?
Did plenty of mingling by the looks of it.
You all
Yeah.
are mean. And she just walks away towards Arden. Like, Stupid, stupid.
I think you'll make a lovely ring, right, by the way, Ray. I've seen your work. It's nice. Yes, you oh, sorry. Do you want to say something, Ray? You're just finishing your mouthful.
Sorry,
That's all right. No worries.
I'm wearing one of my rings today.
Okay. You walk over
It's
to.
the spell storing ring.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah. You walk over to the individual that you've been pointed out to, Arden, and he is surrounded by this gaggle of bespectacled folks who are just kind of chatting to him and talking to him, and he's like, yes, I assure you that we can completely have a look into that, but we might not be able to approach that immediately as a council position. It's just something that we need to work on. Obviously your conditions are difficult and we understand that, but the work is so important. Najara has this, Litiana has assured us that the work that you're doing is vital to keep the histories alive, keep these books with us throughout the
I'm
continued...
sorry to interrupt.
Yes. So, oh, hello.
Hello.
Walter Menderbrecht. You are Sir Van Arden, I believe?
Yes. Pleasure to meet you.
Wonderful to meet you too. Could we continue this, fellows, another time? Do go and have fun. There are canapes and the drink is free. They kind of nod and kind of leave you alone. Hello, sorry. You never really let your hair down when you're, in politics.
Yes, I can imagine. You must always have somebody fighting for you, yeah?
Yes, it comes with its burdens, but office came to me one way or another, and it is my lot in life to have it now, and I don't regret it, really.
How did office come to you?
I was a teacher at one of the schools and rose up to become the head, and then, well, people saw that I had a balanced approach to things, and, well, here I am.
I suppose those who see a duty of care to their children will certainly see a responsible figure.
Some of those children are now here around adults, the ones who wouldn't listen to me when I spoke to them in school, and now they're the ones that are hanging on my words. It's funny how the world has a strange way of spinning things on you, isn't it?
I mean, you could always think that if they did listen to your words, they might not be in this room right now.
Well, those that are in this room right now, many of them probably did not need my words or anything other than their inheritance, really. There are a few here that have made it by graft and by the skin of their teeth. Some
Yeah, the hard-fought battles, just to be considered in the same room.
Yes, it's quite strange to see how far one has come when you look back.
So, forgive me, Walter, I don't know much about you, but I hear you're quite, I don't want to say activist, but quite involved within the city, especially not just its politics, but active within the community.
I try to be. No, don't, please, if I'm getting this wrong, you appear human.
I am indeed.
Good. Sorry, sometimes you're not sure, and You have to ask the questions first of all. We are so very mortal. We have but a blink of an eye compared to some species. The dwarves, and he gestures over to the dwarven lady with all the gaggle of people around her pestering her for recipes. The elves, and he gestures over to the tall, thin elf that you've just seen dancing with Nyala.
Mm.
The older races don't sometimes comprehend, and he glances towards Litiana, what it is to have such a short span of years. How we must realize our goals in the blink of an eye, a season, a semester, for what they would consider, and we consider, our lives. We are a versatile race. We have so much potential and so much vigor, but it's only for a very short time.
That's why you make the most of it.
You're not that.
I was walking. Okay.
You could be there in a minute.
Would you argue that due to their long lifespans, that's some of them unfairly gain the advantage over such mortal beings like us, and maybe others, in quite the opposite, don't take advantage of their such long lifespans and let it drift on by?
An interesting concept you bring up there. The idea of fair.
Well, I'm just thinking, if I was a mortal and I watched the centuries go by, life wouldn't be as precious to me anymore.
But when you said fair, you implied that there is some sort of universal justice to be had. By what scale do you judge that? What
I
do you
think
weigh
that is the
against the
word.
feather of your life?
I think that is the word that you specifically just used, the scales. It's not so much about justice nor even fairness, it's about the balance.
Then I would agree.
If this world is to be inherited by people with lifespans tenfold our own,
Yes.
what place do people such as ourselves have in it?
This is my point exactly. Our lives burn bright, fast. And we must be recognized for our achievements by those that would see them as nothing but a splash in the pan, to use a horrible phrase that just came to mind. But in this our numerousness, our ability to breed outweighs that of many of the others. So we are numerous.
You almost took the words out of my mouth. I was going to argue that our ability for legacy.
Yes.
As a teacher, I think that is probably the founding blocks of your belief. Someone that's seen children and the legacy of their parents and their family. We might not live forever, but our family lines do. They continue until quenched.
Yes, they do. And your family?
Well,
I don't recognize the name.
Yes, it isn't a name of Frost.
Ah, from where do you hail?
You know, there's a time I would have lied to that question.
Really?
I would have come up with some false answer, told you a different continent, a different town, a different city. My family originates from Canus, specifically Sletney.
What lesson have you learned from a teacher that has changed the way that you view things?
That family legacy can be as much a burden and a threat as it is a gift.
Yet you carry it with you.
In the hope of change. That legacy can become something new.
Ah, my boy. My boy. I should have thought that maybe in your years you would have realized one thing. Change is one of the only inevitable things.
Well, not all changes for the better.
No, the whole damn world's falling apart, to be honest with you, but at least it's changing.
Isn't that the truth? I tell you what, it's nice to hear a refreshing mindset. One person that seems to be concerned with the world as a whole and its people rather than just their own place in it.
True. There is somewhat of an ego that has to be sated, you know. I'm here, for God's sake. You know, but
Do you find it difficult contending with other council members?
the mindsets of the other council members seem to serve a purpose, like you mentioned before. They have a very singular goals, ideals, and they're not always as concerned as they might be for those around them or those that their actions may affect. And that's why I fight, my corner, your corner, the commoner's corner.
Do you find there's much sway in that fight, or do you feel like you're shouting into the void sometimes?
We have our ways. There are certain functions, being the numerous horde of humanity that we are, that we can levy pressure here, there, rock the boat. We may be just small, quick fires, but we are powerless.
I turn to look at Litiana across the room. What is she doing right now?
She make an insight check.
22.
The eyes of Litiana glance over the whole foray of the room. They light upon the individual that Nyala danced with. They hang there for some time. They then drift over as if lazily surveying the room. And they lay upon you for some significant time. The conversation that you're having seeming to have piqued their interest as to it not being the normal gaggle around them, but a hero talking to the common man.
I
And the eyes
catch
kind of drift
that-
away again.
As I catch that eye, I'll kind of just do a little nod, as in like, thank you for the introduction kind of nod.
There's a there's a kind of a flick of a no worries, like a hand saying, basically, my pleasure.
Litiana,
Yes, Litiana.
I can imagine she's quite difficult to deal with.
I've never experienced such a way of being before. I can say that at least.
What did you know of her pupils?
That they go out into the world once they've been taught, and they spread throughout the realm, and once they are trained in the arcane arts and they have been sufficiently trained, they must go out and learn for themselves, and they are released from their training. As far as I know, they go out through the lands. I'm not really familiar with their ascension program.
So what you mean to tell me is you don't really know what comes of them once they fly the nest and go their way.
Forgive my ignorance.
It's not ignorance, it's purposefully meant that way. I believe her gift of charity, her gift of teaching, is more to her own ends than as much of a selfless act.
As I have previously stated to you, they are of singular minds, the other members of the council.
I tried to show him the same letter that I showed Litiana,
Mm-hmm.
but in a more subtle way.
Okay. Do you
Keeping in
take him
mind
to the
that-
side of the room, kind of thing?
Well, kind of just like here's a tray of drinks or a tray of food, and I'm kind of just like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
so kind of like to the side.
My dear boy, you are in danger. You and your friends.
Yes,
Very, very real danger, I feel. You know who this is?
I've
The
heard.
signature.
Yes, Venethal.
Tholth.
Tolth.
Yes. A dangerous man, as far as I understand. Who knows what connections he has made in the time he has been with the
Well, specifically his
Sleeping
connection
King.
with Tristan.
Tustin.
Tustin. I always get it wrong.
Tustin Fenric, yes. He was his manservant for years and years, and then Tustin went missing, and his father in a coma, and then his father came round, and then...
Read the letter more carefully, Walter.
What am I missing?
His teachings.
You believe?
They fly the nest, following their teachings.
He was... But she did.
She knew him. She knew what he was. She would
think-
know the loathsome feelings towards his father. Giving someone like that power, you know what they would do with it. Setting them on a path, be it a self-destructive one.
You must
Calm,
this...
calm, look at me, stay calm.
You must take this information with
Grips
haste.
knows.
You're sure he will not betray you, Deliciana?
Oh, I'm not sure about it anymore. But the more people know, the less I have to be worried.
You and
No, I
your
don't want it in a newspaper, but my paranoia, if some would call it that. People believe it, it's not just paranoia. Look,
I can tell you, I can
I
assure
don't
you.
know what reasoning, what goals, why. But Letiana is a very intelligent person. And she would not do anything without a cause.
I believe in that you are right. I believe that you have reason to worry. I would say that your paranoia is not paranoia, but is justified worry. I believe that your very next steps should be to get to the king.
Venice isn't within the walls.
Yeah?
If I surpass Venet, I say I mean we. Maybe we can get more information out of Venet. Litiana was interested in maybe having the guard apprehend. I managed to sway her from that. The guard have custody of Venet, and information might be very difficult to attain. But I do believe, as in what you've said, Molten Soul is probably our next destination. But I don't want to leave Kncanzacks alone without people aware.
No, no. Thank you. I shall spread word with trusted sources. We shall keep an eye for you also. We can send runners to you if that's okay. You stay. My sources tell me that you stay at the Yak. Is that correct?
That's correct. Treese also knows.
Excellent gravy there.
Yeah, we have we used to have a fox that was very fond of it. Walter, I don't want this to any way sound like I'm trying to cause dissension in the ranks.
Mhm.
Litiana, as you've known, is immortal. She knows so much beyond us.
The knowledge
Maybe
is
it is
vast.
just petty mortals trying to understand something greater is difficult. I don't know. What I do know is that honesty is not a language she speaks fluently. Thank you for your time. I am sorry for disrupting you. I hope this doesn't weigh heavy on you throughout the night.
It shall be with me, but I shall make merry of the situation. I shall think on ways that we might help you. In fact,
I appreciate the offer, but please do not put yourself at risk. Have a good night, and I kind of turn away and try to meet Nyala as she's approaching.
okay. Yeah, you kind of spin, and Nyala's actually there. Like, where are you?
Hey, there you are.
Hello.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. I just thought I'd have a quick word with Litiana and apologize for my behavior, and she introduced me to Walter, who I haven't met before. I didn't
And you
know
speak
much
to
about the
him.
castle. Yeah, I can chat with him.
Hello,
Nothing-
Nyala, is it?
Yeah, it is. Nice to meet you.
He takes your hand and he kisses your
Oh,
hand.
oh, okay. Okay.
A true hero of Kncanzacks. It's good to finally meet you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we all are heroes. I'm just a champion for a year.
I wave over
Indeed.
to Rook and Ray.
Ah, the rest of them.
Yeah.
Mr. Morrook, and you're new to town. Ray. Now, I hear
Friends call me Ray.
that
Almost
you
Ray
two,
Lawrence.
and he gestures between Ray and Litiana, Ray and Ijara, sorry. You two are from Gargamel.
Yeah.
The elves from Gargamel. But that they don't have
Haven't
pastries
been there
like
in a-
this.
Haven't been there in a long time.
No, neither me, Ray. I'm never going back if they make pastries like this.
You just have a sweet tooth.
Did you try it?
I haven't time to try it.
It is called a croissant.
Ooh, I met the lady who made those.
Did you? Take me to her now.
Yeah, well,
I need to give her my love.
Oh my god.
okay. I'll go take her to. I'll
Yeah,
go
you
take
go.
her towards
Well, that wasn't expected.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
Heberon,
Malice.
give me strength. Those
I'll
two
go
are
take
going
her
to
towards
wreak
Malice.
havoc.
and Mama.
Mama Oost, yeah.
Look,
yeah, Nyala.
I
So we'll
feel-
just go back to Nyala and Arden here. Sorry. And we'll leave this at a second.
Right.
Not asking any more questions. We leave.
Right. With your
I feel like
scheming,
this night needs a little. There's no scheming going on here. I don't know what you're talking about.
did you add a
look,
good
look,
name even
look.
though you were scheming? That's my only question.
There's no
Absolutely
scheming.
no scheming going on whatsoever.
Nobody's never
Look.
knows.
I feel like this night needs livening up a little bit.
Rook, sorry, were you
It is a
trying to
bit
say something?
boring, isn't it?
Well,
No,
it's a bit of a shame to make a loss of a free buffet.
Wow.
Bye.
How
What
about I
are
challenge
you
you to
suggesting?
a
Bye.
eating competition?
You remember what happened last time?
No, I don't actually. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
We'll go with a good thing. Probably best you don't remember what happened the last time you tried to challenge me to eat.
How about we show these skinny folk
Poncy
what a good
pricks
time
how to do
actually
it.
is?
Oh god.
Do it.
Now don't eat too much, you two, or you
Looking
will
at the
get
buffet
sick.
tables, what do we see? Like, so which one do you think we should start with?
You
What's
can
round
Start at the
see
left, work our way to the right.
Start one side.
the
Continue.
thing that tempts you all most in this situation, folks, are no, not croissants. There is something about the cake. There is a cake. There are several cakes on a tiered stand, and every time you take a cake from one side, it rotates, but there's another cake that appears on the stand, and all around it fly little glow flies, and then on the tops of it there are animated little fairy wings that move like this.
Are they fairy cakes?
They are fairy cakes.
Uh-oh. I might be lost here. What is a fairy cake?
Like a
It's
little
like a little
cupcake with
cupcake.
cream.
Okay.
They usually have like sprinkles on, and they're just called fairy cakes here in the
Okay.
UK. So for him to have like fucking actual fairies around them is a bit
Fairy cake.
That's hilarious.
It's
Okay.
brilliant.
Okay, are you ready for
Um,
this?
Yeah, let's fucking do it.
Okay, so
I'm taking
you
on
can-
a barbarian
Wondering?
in a constitution competition. This is
it
gonna
is a
go
con
well.
check competition. Who's going in for the con check competition?
Well, of course, I've got to be, haven't I?
Arden's got to keep up his side of the bargain. Rayla, you going in for a cake, or are you just having a chat with East?
Us and Ijara.
Yeah, you can either go and you can be involved in this cake competition if you want to, or do you want to take a jar over?
I thought that was what we decided.
Okay, you're doing that. Rook and Arden and Niala?
I'm not going to partake in the competition because I would lose
Oh.
immediately, but
Okay.
I am going to watch over these two because
Okay,
he feels
cool.
they're going to cause some chaos.
Right, you can swallow a cupcake, both of you, in about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Right.
It is safe to eat as many cupcakes as
As if
3.
you've got rules for this.
Yeah.
I do.
You do?
I do.
Oh no.
Brilliant.
I just came out with this, and yep, he's got rules for it.
That's
Of course he
brilliant.
does.
When
You
did
may
you make those?
I didn't
Because he
write
went
these
1
ones.
second and
I
then went
didn't.
to his
I
bookshelf.
I
and
didn't
pulled out a
write these
book.
ones. These are official D&D ones. So
No.
it is safe to eat as many cupcakes as 3 plus your Constitution modifier. For each additional cake eaten, the contestant must succeed a DC 10 con save,
Okay.
or I'm going to upgrade because you're quite high level. You're going to
Uh-huh.
take.
So
You're going to take if you fail the con save, you take 2d8 custard damage.
custard damage. Oh no. So hold on. So we can eat 3 cup. How many cupcakes can we eat in 3 seconds?
You can
1 cupcake.
eat about in 3 seconds. You can safely eat as many cupcakes as 3 plus your con modifier.
So in 3 seconds, we could eat 3 plus our con modifier.
Yeah.
Oh, 3.
So
Fine.
technically, in a turn, we could.
No.
eat
You can
6
swallow a
plus our
cupcake.
con.
No. You can eat a cupcake in 3 seconds.
Yes.
It is safe to eat as many cupcakes as 3 plus your con modifier.
Okay.
So how many? So yours is 3
Oh,
plus
right.
what's your con mod?
So I could eat 5 in 3 seconds safely.
No. You take you 3 seconds for each cupcake.
Oh, for each cupcake. So
Yeah,
each
yeah.
cupcake takes 3 seconds.
Indeed.
I'm confused here. I'm sorry.
So in 3 seconds you can eat 1 cupcake,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
That's
It is-
standard for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, it is
It
safe.
is safe for you to eat 5 cupcakes before you have to start making con saves. Because it's 3 to your con modifier.
So after I eat 5 cupcakes, then I start taking con saves.
Yeah. So how many cupcakes for you,
I
Mororuk?
can do 7.
Okay.
7
Yeah.
cupcakes. So let's
Okay.
see if Arden can get even. So you've got 2 rounds to catch up with Rook without taking damage. So two DC 10 con saving throws.
So I am going to. This is where
No magic. This is a fair con.
No. That is not. That was not in the rules. That was not said at all. I was about to say this is where being a slight spellcaster versus a barbarian comes in.
I will let Rook make a perception check if he thinks you're cheating.
Well, what I was
If
going to
it's-
say is for flavor, I was going to cast like guidance on myself and be like, you can do this, deep breaths, just keep going, come on. Like, you know, when you feel like you're going to be sick and you're just like walking yourself through it. I'm doing that, but that's guidance on myself.
Okay, you can add it to your first roll. I'll allow you to add it to your first
God,
roll.
this
One
is-
pet.
Yeah,
One
okay,
pet.
this isn't going to go well.
So DC 10, you've got to make 2 to get even with Rook. Even.
Okay, here we go. So, first roll is.
And now
Oh,
what?
no. Even with a guidance, that's an immediate fail.
You take 3. 9 custard damage.
Oh God.
Oh man.
That's
Uh,
9
that was a
custard
nightmare.
damage.
And
Your second save to get even, please, with Mororuk.
Are we eating to the death?
Yeah,
Well, we're eating till we're unconscious.
Yeah.
custard death.
A custody death.
Oh, for fuck's sake,
That's
really?
called a sugar rush.
Is that another fail?
That was. Do I get to add guidance to that or not?
No.
no.
No. That's a 4.
That's 4 custard damage as well.
No, it's not. It's a 6. Sorry, it's a 6.
It's 4 custard damage. DC's 10.
I've got to
Right.
outlast a barbarian and a fucking. Okay, no.
Now-
this was a
now-
bad
In a
idea.
con and
This
hit
is a-
points.
This was a poor idea.
Now we are we're rolling together. So Rook and Arden, please make con saves. DC 10s.
10.
Oh, just on.
16.
Oh, okay, you're through. Next round.
So hold on. So that takes us to
6 and 8. I'm
6 and
keeping
8.
tabs.
8.
You're
Right.
keeping tabs.
8
Okay.
cupcakes.
It's 13.
God. One sec. Sorry.
Basically, fail my con save. Put it this way: to fail my con save, I need to get
13
that
as
one.
well.
Critically have.
Yeah, I
Okay.
need to get a 1 to fail this.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
What's your Constitution saving?
Barbarian.
My con save is +8.
We go to the third
I
above.
can't win this. I can't win.
No, you can't.
I cannot win this. Why did I do
Nope.
this?
Because you're a silly goose.
5 above. This is 5 above where you should be now. So
My
right,
con save
one
is
more
6.
check. One more check, and
27.
we're gonna. Oh gosh.
Dirty 20.
Ah, okay. We're up in the stakes. You're getting so full of cakes. DC's now 15.
Oh fuck!
Damage is 2d10.
$25.
Yeah, I'm still gonna lose. Doesn't like up in the DC doesn't help me. Dirty 20 again.
Okay, again.
What are we at?
9-11.
26.
There's no way.
No. So we've both eaten
Natural
the same
one.
amount of cakes.
Yeah, it should be on the same cakes. 11.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Natural
There's-
1.
Okay. That is.
I think it should be double damage for the nat one.
Oh, I agree. That is. That's 15. That's 30 custard damage.
30 custard damage.
Oh, you got fucking out.
I've been hit by fucking ogres for less damage. Right.
Next.
What?
25.
There's custard dripping down his nose.
Yala's very concerned at this point. Arden, maybe you
I
should
was
give
kind of
up.
just there gripping the table, just like
Just
Rook's like got chips, dipping chips
Yeah.
into the custard. Like, I don't know what you're complaining about. It's all right.
Rook's
Arden,
eating the cake and then other things as well.
Yeah, like, oh, just wash it down with like a loaf
Yeah.
of bread.
I look at Walter.
No.
I look at Walter if he's still here.
Yeah, custard dribbling out your nostril.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
and
Heroes
I
of Kncanzacks.
and I just say, is she watching?
Like that.
Arden, you really should give up.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
No,
Please.
next-
No.
Arden,
no.
she kind of turned his head towards her, like, for
Mm,
me, please.
This is for you. And I pick up another cupcake.
Oh, come on, God save.
What do you mean it's for me? Oh God,
7.
7?
That's
7.
13.
Oh, we both
so
fail.
you both take.
Rook just gags a little.
Yes.
Swallows it down the wrong way.
Okay, we're
Um,
good.
6 custard damage.
Oh no. Ah.
Okay.
How are we looking, Arden?
Ropey.
Okay.
He's definitely pale. with a
27.
little bit of sweat on. We're doing another one, are we?
Yeah.
This is to the death.
16. so I'm fine.
16. You're okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. DC 18. It's getting crazy, folks.
What the fuck? I don't understand it. It's just going to accelerate.
17.
You fail.
Yes.
7 custard.
18.
Ah!
No, it's not like I'm going to claw it back.
You guys,
11.
you guys are almost even by 1.
That's another Rook for you. Another 15.
Oh, damn.
Another 18.
Oh,
You guys have equality. Yeah. Like,
We're equal here now.
yeah.
I just
21.
gotta look up at Rook and I'm just like, we call it quits.
Nope.
Thought not.
we
Boys,
got
please.
his was a 21. Yours was a
11.
oh,
An 8.
oh, that's 16 custard damage.
So Arden's kind of gone down to one knee. Like arms are on the table. Like there's crumbs on the table. The little pool of custard. It's just there, just head on the side, just like
No, darling, please.
Sliding it on the table.
Oh my god. Arden,
19.
please.
19.
17.
God. It's 9 custard damage.
I'm out. I'm out. I am on the floor. Like just as it touches my lips, my head just goes, and I just collapse on the floor.
Yep, Yala got you immediately. Like, holy shit.
There is a commotion in the crowd as there's a round of applause for Rook. Yeah, and then it's kind of at Arden who collapses to the floor.
Rook looks completely unfazed, just like this is breakfast.
Then there's a disturbance in the crowd.
You do realise that Arden is now unconscious and the 2 healers just left.
Yeah. But it's okay. It's okay. Then someone calls out, "Is there a doctor in the house?" In the most, traditional way that
Okay.
I have a doctor in mathematics.
something happens, and then bursting through the crowd, pushing past you. Don't you worry, I've just got the perfect thing. Open his mouth up and tips his head back. The drunk guy that Rook met earlier tips his head back, and a pint of Rook brew is emptied into Arden.
Oh no!
It's like waterboarding.
That's a death save.
Yeah, drink.
He doesn't drink.
Yeah, that's what she's trying to say to everyone.
Arden doesn't drink.
It's going to get you to 1 HP, but
no.
1 HP, but you are quite intoxicated, Van Arden.
Arden, darling, hey,
Please bring Arden over to Rayla, please.
Arden.
See, I told you, I had just the thing. Don't worry, funny little orange man. It's fine. He'll be brilliant.
I'm a woman.
Oh, he's talking to Ray.
Okay. Arden, hey. What?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to cast life transfer. Hold on. Because I have to roll for this. Does that mean I am going to take damage? Oh god. It is 4d8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shit. You get back 15 damage. 15.
Bloody hell. Okay. Wow.
And I take 15 damage.
You come to somewhat. You are still quite intoxicated, though. Arden, this is a new experience for you. I think it's an experience for a long time you haven't had.
This
Carry on.
is what is.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
That was not a good idea, was it?
No,
Yes.
no, it wasn't, darling. Should we
Yes.
get back?
Well, as long as she thinks I'm not a threat, it went to plan.
You are scheming again, I swear.
I'm
You
not
are.
scheming.
You are scheming, darling. Let's get you to bed, okay? I
Why
will
is
kiss the
everything-
boo-boo goodbye, but
What was in the cup?
Sugar.
By wild sauceberry.
and
Were they
he
vegetarian? Were they vegetarian? Was there something
I
in-
don't think
was there
they
something
are.
in the icing?
No, someone gave you alcohol. I'm so sorry. I tried to stop them, but
What?
root brew. Let's get back to the yak, please.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going.
Before you go back, over with Ray and Ijara, Ijara is furiously shaking the hands of this small dwarf lady, going, "It is absolutely amazing to have met you. I mean, how did you come up with such a thing? It is amazing." How's her accent? I just remember. "Don't you worry, my dear lass. There's plenty more of them. If you like them that much, you can come round any time. You are a love. You'll be most welcome." "You'll be most welcome if you want to come round. I've already met your friend here, Ray here. Look, you make such a beautiful couple. You really do." And she goes, "Stop it. You can't be saying things like that. You're going to make me blush." "I'll make you blush later. Will you stop, Malice? Not in public." And there's this lovely little moment where you're kind of two are like chatting away and things. And then you hear the piercing voice of Lady Sletney. "Darlings, darlings, time for the main event."
Oh God.
What now?
He's here. Fantastic. Are you all ready? Good.
What?
Thank you, band. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to present the wonderful touring bard,
Oh,
Jewel Jewess.
the bud is here.
The lights drop.
Well, the bud is
The
here.
the lights all around the room go black. The lights in the center of the room light up.
Do you
And
want
there's
me
a
to
kind
put
of
you up?
reddish glow to them. Can you make an insight check for me, Arden?
I mean, Yellow's trying to make him like see the
18.
whole thing.
You've been looking around at people's reactions all evening. You see a terribly worried look on Lady Sletney's face. All of a sudden, when the lights dropped and the lights came on stage, you see her pale and her face looked gaunt in this strange reddish light. And the silk curtain pulls up like this, and it drips. It drips with blood. The chandelier drips with blood. And hanging from silver cords, peeled, with the skin at their feet, is the body of Jewess. And that's where we shall end tonight's adventure.
Well, that took a turn.
Yep.
Yeah. Gone from eating cake to healed and skinned.
Okay, the
Arden
worst
was
thing
being
that's popped
sick
into my
before
head.
he is now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd just go.
It's like-
Oh boy.
Okay, no one blame me for this, but the worst thing that just came into my head, oh my god, somebody made a tabaxi rug.
Essentially.
Taxidermy tabaxi.
Yeah,
That's quite a
Nyala
tongue
is
twister.
green. Nyala is green.
Tabaxidermy.
Oh.
Ah,
Oh dear.
Oh
That's done.
no.
On that note, I'm going to work.
Right. Oh.
Bye, Mr.
But
George.
I'll see you all next week.
See you, George.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thanks for playing.